welcome to the Niff Knits YouTube channel. My name's Jen and this is episode 3. Who'd have thunk it? This is my space on the internet where I talk about my knitting projects and yarny gorgeousness. Yeah. Like I said, this is episode 3 and I'm going to change the format up a little bit. I'm going to do whips, finished objects, acquisitions, plans, rather than finished objects first, because what I've got to show you today, that'll just flow better. So, hope you're all okay. September's been a right old funny one for numerous reasons. So first off, here in the UK we had a heat wave. Not happy about it. I don't do hot weather. As I've said before, I don't like my feet being hot. I don't like my anything being hot. And yeah, it was the high 20s, low 30s, which I think's high 80s in Fahrenheit for my friends across the pond. So yeah, I didn't like it one bit. Sleeping in separate beds because it was so hot, not sleeping at all because it was so hot. So I was pretty grumpy. And I also didn't want a pile of wool in my lap, so I didn't get much knitting done. So I think for about 2.5 weeks of September I didn't knit a single stitch. Not a stitch. I know how bad, but it just, I wasn't in the mood. Like I said, I was pretty grumpy, and there was also a lot going on. So my mum turned 60, big birthday, and there was lots going on regarding that. They went on holiday, and so we had their dog Dolly with us for 2 months. God no, nearly 2 weeks, and so that was fun, having 2 pugs, and Dolly's a crossbreed, so she's a lot bigger than Pippi. Then once they got back from their holiday, we went and visited them for a few days to celebrate as well. And then the following week I went away with Mum. I took her to Manchester just for a night, couple of days, one night, just for a bit of one-on-one time, because I'm an only child and I'm used to having my mum and dad to myself, and the last 6 years a lot's changed. I've got my own funny little family now, and yeah, I just don't get that one-on-one time anymore, which we all actually miss. So it was really good to get some time, just us. We had a laugh, it was good fun. It didn't really go to plan. I had a few things planned and they didn't quite work out how I expected it to, but we still had a good time. So yeah, really busy and not much knitting opportunities. So don't have loads to share today, but let's see what we got. So first things first, whip number 1 is firstly in this beautiful, oh, see that little hair there, bag from Willow Bay Bags. They are on Etsy, and this was a little treat for me, to me, from me. And this was also a reminder to everybody of the motto, which is big in our house and family: if you don't ask, you don't get. So I asked. So I'd seen this on Etsy and I fell in love with it, obviously, bloody gorgeous, and it's out of stock. And I thought, really gutted, but I emailed Gemma, who's the owner of Willow Bay Bags, and I just asked, are you planning on getting any more of that fabric in? Just being a bit cheeky, really. And she was like, oh, actually, I have got enough for one bag, but no, I didn't have it up on the shop just in case, or I don't really know why, but anyway, she didn't have it up on the, she didn't have any on the shop, but she said, I'll put one up now, go, 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 and if you get it, it's yours. Great stuff. And I did. Yay! In this light it's coming up a bit terracotta-y. Yeah, it's a bit more pinky than that in real life, but I've got to have all the lights on today because it's a bit drizzly, a bit dreary, and the sun doesn't come round to this room this time of year anyway. So yes, don't ask, you don't get. Always ask, you never know. So in here I have got my Cardi Jumper, and this has been my #1 project since I last saw you. Oh no, a bit tangled, there we go. So yeah, like I said, Cardi Jumper. I'm making it in Filcolana Arwetta Classic in black, which is number 102, and the corresponding Filcolana Tillia, also in black, 102. So I think last time I saw you, it was difficult to see then, and it's going to be a little bit difficult to see now, purely because of the colour. But I think I just had left, right, and a bit of the back done. But now we have sleeves. So yeah, the body is pretty much done. I've got a lifeline in there because I did have to rip back. So yeah, I've got one full sleeve done and dusted again. Little lifeline in there, just in case I had to rip back and redo the cuff, but I didn't, so hurrah. Now, as I thought, picking up the stitches in this black fluff was fun, and I think, to be fair, a lot of my kind of I don't know how to word it, not problems with this project, but things that are kind of putting me off are probably due to yarn choice. And I knew that was going to be an issue. Not an issue, but you know what I mean, a stumbling block, because there are stitches to be picked up. But we've done it anyway. We're all right. We've got one full sleeve. I've got my little dingle danglers on there. So what I do is I just add a stitch marker every 10 rounds so that I can do the exact same on the second sleeve. Second sleeve progress is going pretty well. I don't tend to get stuck on second sleeve island. I'm much more second sock syndrome kind of girl. Sleeves, fine. I would much rather do the sleeves than the body. So I've got 120 rounds of the sleeve before I start the cuff, and I think I'm currently on about 95, so nearly there on the second sleeve. I set myself the target to get this sleeve done this week. I'm nearly there. I think I might even be slightly ahead of the game. Yes. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy with it. I'm hoping it's going to be beautiful when it's done. Now the reason I've done the sleeves first, well not first, but ish, before I completely finish the body, is firstly because I have a bit of yarn left over from the sleeves, so I'll just whack that in the body. And also I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet when it comes to, I kind of wrapping it all up really. So in hindsight, I wish I'd done it in the round, just made it a jumper, because I am 99% of the time going to wear it as a jumper, and probably most of that time it's going to be, I'm going to wear it back to front, so the V is at the back. Yeah, so I really wish I'd done that. Never mind, the joys of hindsight. And so I've held off finishing the body because I'm just deciding whether to make it a cardigan, which means I-cord edging, which means picking up a lot of stitches, or seaming it up the middle, and then I'll just have to I-cord the around the neck. So yeah, I'm debating on that one, and feel free to give me suggestions, recommendations. What would you do? Have you been in this situation yourself? Oh, you know, I love to beg you for help and forgiveness. So yeah, I'm plodding on with the sleeve because I'm yet to decide what to do with the body. I don't know. And then if I do seam it up, I don't know whether to seam it so I have the visible seam on the front, so basically use that as like an invisible pretend button band and put the buttons through, even though it's going to be in one piece, or seam how we normally invisibly, so that you don't see the seam, but then I guess I'll lose a bit of width. Speaking of width, so I've made this in the smallest size. I've knit it on 4mm needles because, what a surprise, couldn't get gauge, can never get gauge. And it is a little toit. That's a technical term, toit. The sleeves, for that reason, I didn't decrease. I think from about 2 inches from the end, from when I started the cuff, I did maybe 3 decreases. It's barely anything, because yeah, they were going to be a little bit snuggly as well. So it's not going to be the oversized fit that a lot of other projects are of this pattern, but hey ho. I think I wanted something a bit more fitted anyway, which is why I went for the very smallest size. So yeah, again, unfortunately you can't really see how we're going, just see all my lifelines. Glaringly obvious, but they were needed. So yeah, I've had a few comments here on YouTube and also over on Instagram how people have said they're impressed, or maybe not impressed, but how monogamous I am with my projects. And that's not through intention necessarily. I mean, doing this podcast has made me a bit more conscious of finishing something or continuing with the project even if I don't really want to. This is definitely one of them. I think had I been in my more floozy days when I've got lots of different projects on the go, yeah, this probably wouldn't have made it back out of the basket for a while, but it's been good to soldier on with it, and it will be done soon. So yeah, if you have any suggestions on what I should do with regards to the body, that would be great, and then it can get off the needles. So hopefully next time I see you, it will be off, done, dusted, gone. Hooray. Yay. So speaking of monogamy, whipperoo number 2, I don't actually have any progress to show you, so it's my Musselburgh hat in my little basket of fluff. And my Happy Pill Progress Keeper hasn't moved. I'm still not 100 whether I want this, so that's partly the reason. Another reason is it's the exact same yarn combo as my Cardi Jumper, so I just wasn't really in the mood for it. Also, while I've been making the Cardi Jumper, I did notice that occasionally my hands were getting a bit itchy from the mohair. So again, that's put me off working on this bad boy, because I don't know, I don't really want an itchy hat. That's not an area you want to be itchy. So I think definitely next time I have a project that requires fluff, a bit of fluff, bit of lace weight, I'm gonna try Baby Suri and see if I get on with that a bit better. I'm not allergic to mohair like I know a lot of people are, but yeah, or maybe it's just this particular mohair. Maybe I need to be a bit better and invest a bit more. I really do want to try the knitting for olive silk mohair. We'll be interested to see how much softer that actually is. But yeah, I think next time I'm gonna go Baby Suri. So yes, I mean, I've got it out to show you because I think it's made an appearance on all 3 podcasts so far, so why not? Just out of interest, if this is your first time here, I am potentially making the Musselburgh hat, and it is in Filcolana Arwetta Classic in Ballerina. The pink fluff is Filcolana Tillia in powder. The grey is Arwetta Classic in very light grey, and then the mohair is in silver. Join in the back because you know it all already. So, quick sip. Ow, bang my elbow. So yes, that's Whipperoo's done, unfortunately. However, I do have a finished object. So because my 2 whips, the yarn combo was the same, I needed something else in my life. I needed a bit of variety. I needed some bigger needles. I wanted chunkier yarn. I wanted a quicker project, and that's exactly what I got. And it's only a bloody Christmas present. Yes, Jen. I've started my Christmas knitting. Now, normally it'd be, I don't know, last week of November, and I'd be thinking, oh shit, I need to start some Christmas knitting. Sorry for swearing if it's not your thing, but yes, it's September and I've got my first Christmas present knit. Yes, and here it is. It's just a cowl, and they've gone a bit fuzzy, so I'll have to snip those. But what I've done is I wanted it to look like a hoodie, so I've just put some cotton cord in the cuff, I suppose. So what I've done is I've just knitted, folded it over so it's doubled over just around the top to house the cotton cord, and then just a one by one rib at the bottom. It's in Malabrigo Mecha in the colour Arco Iris, and as soon as this arrived, I think I ordered 3 skeins, and this one was completely different to the other 2. There was a lot more green in this one, and I knew instantly what I wanted to make and who I wanted to make it for. I'm not going to say in case they're watching, and then it won't be a surprise at Christmas, although it is September, so hopefully they'll forget by then anyway. But yeah, a little close-up of those. There we go, of those colours. It wasn't a pattern, I just made it up myself. Pretty happy, really quick. One skein wonder, brilliant. Yes. We're starting. So yeah, that's whips and finished objects. Now we're on to acquisitions and plans. Yes. So first acquisition, not very interesting. I have finally purchased myself some more Drops Air in the grey mix, which is number 4, and this is to finish off my half and half triangles wrap that I'm making into a blanket. So I mentioned this in episode 1. If you haven't seen it, take a look. So yeah, wanted to get this done by the end of the year. Not sure if that's going to happen now, but we'll see. I'll give it a go. But I finally bought the yarn, so I had 6 of these, and that'll finish that off. So hopefully I'll make a bit of progress on that soon, and it will make a comeback to the pod. Actually, well, on the theme of Christmas, more Christmas gifts I've been working on. So 2 years ago I made us a garland out of these little hats. Aren't they so cute? But not only the hats, but also the mittens. They're so cute. Yeah, they're literally like an inch big. Oh, I love them. So I made a garland out of these for us a couple of years ago, and my mum has requested that I make a garland for her aunt, who also knits, and some of their friends. So I've been working on those to get those done, dusted, out of the way. But yeah, they're so cute. Oh, love them. So finishing on the Christmas theme, I'm ready for it, I'm here for it, is my next jumper, and I've got the yarn. So I was perusing Instagram, as you do, and I think I'd had it saved for a while, and I'd seen a post from, I think it's Knit This Knit. I'm almost certain it's Knit This Knit. If it's not, I'll make an amendment down below. And they had made the Santa Baby sweater. It's a free pattern by Filcolana, and I am doing copycat of their jumper, because what they've done is, I think the original pattern has 3 or 4 motifs going on the yoke, but they just did the one Christmas tree. That's what I'll be doing, and they bedazzled their Christmas tree. So they used sequins, thread and beads. I've got some beads tucked away somewhere, and they bedazzled it, so then put on baubles, candles, tinsel on their trees, and it looks so good. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, I have to have that. Now, the pattern is made with Filcolana, Pernilla and Alva. Now, I didn't want to hold yarn double again for my next project. I also didn't want fluff. I just wanted something a bit chunkier and full on plain old merino. I want it to be snuggly. I don't want any fluff. So I've gone with Drops Big Merino. It is, I think, Aran weight. It's for a 5mm needle, which is a US 8. So not chunky, but not what I've been using. Yes. And yeah, I've got it in beige. So my main colour is going to be the beige, which is colour 19. And my contrast colour, obviously for the trees, is going to be green. And this is number 13 and the colourway is olive. Very happy with these, very excited to make it. As you know, I've always got a bit of a moment, and unfortunately my moment was with this. So my parcel came, really excited, opened it, only one ball of the green. I thought I'd put 3 in my basket, just the one. Meh. Really annoyed because I'd done a massive order thinking I wouldn't have to place another order for maybe a month or so, and I've got to do another one straight away, especially as it's currently on sale with Warehouse. That's where I got it from. But yes, so my plan is to cast on the 1st of October. I cannot wait. So excited, so excited. Like I said, I've got some sequins, forgot what they're called then, and this beautiful champagne-y silvery embroidery thread. Gorgeous, so excited. Oh yes, I've got something else to show you. So we went to our local garden centre on the weekend, and they have a Hobbycraft attached to them. I wanted to look for some buttons for my Cardi Jumper, but they didn't have any that I fancied, but they did have this. I couldn't resist. A little cross stitch, Disney cross stitch. They had so many, but I couldn't resist Marie. Could you have resisted Marie? No. So cute. And it was like £3.50. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I just had to have it. Just one of those impulse purchases. So that is that. As you can tell, I am fully in the Christmas spirit. Cannot wait. I feel really excited. I feel really organised. I've got one gift done already. Yes, yes, yes. So, am I on my own here? Have you even thought about Christmas yet? Is it just me? Am I way too early? Is it a bit too much? Hopefully I might have maybe inspired you to start thinking about Christmas knits. Are you making a Christmas jumper? Let me know. Really want to know. Really cannot wait for Christmas. I know we've got Halloween first, so I'll try and reel it in a little bit from now on. I can't promise though. And I have got some Halloween inspired things to make over the next few weeks that I will show you next time. But I think that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here. If you're a returning viewer, if you're not, I hope you liked it. If you did, there's 2 others to check out, so have a look at those. And I'll hopefully see you again soon. Bye.